In this video, we will explore how Buddhist principles can guide you on your journey of love, helping you build more authentic and meaningful connections. We'll begin with the foundation of any healthy relationship, understanding and empathy. Romantic relationships are among the most profound and challenging experiences we can have. They are filled with moments of joy, growth, and connection, but also with frustrations, misunderstandings, and conflicts. The desire to love and be loved is universal, yet we often struggle to balance expectations, emotions, and the complexities of daily life. Modern society often presents us with ideals of love that can be unrealistic, leading to disappointments and mismatches. However, true love, the kind that fosters mutual growth and well-being, does not arise solely from passion or romance but from conscious and transformative practices. This is where Buddhist teachings come in as a compass for those who seek to build healthier relationships. Rooted in principles of compassion, balance, and wisdom, these teachings not only illuminate the challenges we face in relationships, but also provide practical tools to overcome them. Every healthy relationship begins with the ability to see the other person clearly, free from judgment and distortions. In Buddhism, this is represented by the concept of samyak drishti, or right view. It is the practice of observing reality as it is, not as we wish it to be. When applied to relationships, this means understanding the other person's perspective, emotions, fears, and hopes with an open heart. Understanding goes beyond hearing the words that are spoken. It requires diving into the meaning behind them. For example, when your partner expresses frustration, the focus should not be solely on their tone or choice of words but on what that emotion might reveal. Perhaps it's a call for more attention, support, or simply a desire to be heard. Empathy complements this right view. It invites us to put ourselves in the other person's shoes, feeling their joys and pains as if they were our own. Imagine a couple who, during a conflict, decides to practice a moment of mindful silence. They take deep breaths and, instead of reacting impulsively, ask themselves, how would I want to be treated in this situation? This simple exercise can transform the energy of the moment, creating space for dialogue and reconciliation. Reflect, what impact might it have on your relationship if you sought to truly understand your partner instead of judging them quickly? By cultivating empathy, we create fertile ground for love to flourish. But for this understanding to endure, it is essential to embrace another fundamental truth taught by Buddhism: acceptance and impermanence. At the heart of Buddhism lies the teaching of impermanence, known as anicca. It reminds us that everything in life is transient. Emotions, circumstances, and even relationships are constantly changing. While this may seem unsettling, it is, in fact, a profound source of freedom. In relationships, impermanence teaches us to let go of the desire for absolute control and accept the fluid nature of life. Often, we seek security and stability in our partners, expecting them to remain the same or meet all our expectations. But by recognizing impermanence, we understand that change is natural, both in ourselves and in others. Accepting impermanence does not mean resignation, but rather fully living in the present. Imagine a couple who, instead of worrying excessively about the future or rehashing past mistakes, chooses to cultivate genuine moments of connection in the here and now. A simple dinner shared with gratitude can become an act of profound intimacy. During a moment of conflict, take a deep breath and ask yourself, how can I appreciate what we have now, even with its imperfections? This thought creates room for understanding and dissolves the need to control the outcome of the situation. Acceptance is the key to freeing both yourself and your partner from the weight of unrealistic expectations. By learning to embrace the present, you find peace and joy in each shared moment. And speaking of sharing, the next Buddhist teaching invites us to reflect on how the act of giving can completely transform love into a practice of genuine generosity. In Buddhism, generosity, or dana, is considered one of the highest virtues. It's not just about giving material goods, but also offering your time, attention, support, and love unconditionally. In relationships, practicing generosity means prioritizing the well-being of your partner without expecting anything in return. How often do our actions in a relationship come with hidden expectations? We do something kind but secretly hope for recognition or reciprocity. This approach can lead to frustration and resentment. Buddhism invites us to shift this mindset, teaching that a true act of love is one that expects nothing in return. A practical example could be as simple as being emotionally present for your partner on a tough day. Listening attentively, without interruptions or judgment, is an act of generosity. You don't need to solve their problem or offer advice. Often, your presence alone is the greatest gift. Another way to practice generosity is by celebrating your partner's achievements, even when you are facing challenges of your own. This strengthens the bond and creates a positive cycle of mutual support. Choose a day to perform a genuine act of kindness for your partner, a loving message, preparing something they enjoy, or simply expressing gratitude for something they do. Do this without announcing your intentions or expecting any response. Observe how this simple gesture can transform the energy between you. When we love unconditionally, we create a space where the other person feels accepted and valued. It is in this space that love becomes enduring and true. Generosity, however, must be paired with another equally essential skill: mindful communication. Let's explore this next. In Buddhism, samavaka, or right speech, is one of the pillars of the Noble Eightfold Path. This teaching highlights the power of words to create harmony or, conversely, to cause pain and division. In a romantic relationship, how we communicate can determine whether we resolve conflicts lovingly or amplify them. Often, we speak in the heat of the moment without considering the impact of our words. We may criticize or blame, leaving wounds that take time to heal. Mindful communication invites us to pause, breathe, and choose words that bring clarity and compassion instead of judgment or hostility. When facing a challenging situation, instead of saying, "You never listen to me," try reframing it to something like, "I sometimes feel unheard, and I'd like to talk about it." This approach not only avoids accusations, but also creates space for dialogue and problem solving. Another powerful practice is active listening. Often, while the other person speaks, we're merely waiting for our turn to respond rather than truly listening. Active listening involves being fully present, without interruptions or distractions, welcoming the other person's words and emotions with mindfulness. Before addressing a sensitive topic, take 3 deep breaths. Ask yourself, is what I'm about to say true, necessary, and kind? This brief moment of reflection can prevent misunderstandings and foster more loving communication. By bringing awareness to our words, we transform conflicts into opportunities for connection. And this transformation is supported by another essential energy in love, loving kindness, which we will explore next. In Buddhism, metta is translated as loving kindness or benevolent care. It is a form of love that is not possessive, but expansive and unconditional. While traditional romantic love is often tied to expectations and desires, metta teaches us to cultivate a pure love that genuinely wishes for the other person's happiness. In relationships, practicing loving kindness means going beyond ego-driven motives, creating an environment of emotional safety and mutual respect. When we see our partner as someone worthy of compassion and understanding, rather than as a source of validation or a collection of expectations, the relationship becomes lighter and more profound. A practical way to cultivate metta daily is through loving kindness meditation. Close your eyes, take deep breaths, and silently repeat phrases like, "May my partner be happy. May they be at peace. May they feel loved." This practice not only transforms the energy you project toward the other person, but also increases your own capacity for unconditional love. Offer help during a moment of need, leave a thoughtful note, or simply be present when your partner requires emotional support. It's not grand gestures that build love, but the consistency of small acts of care. This loving kindness is also essential for facing conflicts. Alongside it, developing compassion and equanimity teaches us to overcome challenges with wisdom. Let's explore that next. Buddhist teachings show us that true love goes far beyond fleeting emotions or expectations. It is a daily practice that demands mindfulness, patience, and dedication. By incorporating principles like empathy, acceptance, generosity, mindful communication, loving kindness, compassion, and equanimity, we can transform our relationships into spaces of mutual growth and genuine happiness. Buddhism invites us to view love as a spiritual path, where every challenge is an opportunity for learning, and every act of kindness strengthens the bond. Cultivating a healthy relationship is not about perfection, but about the willingness to practice these virtues every day, even amidst life's imperfections. Think about your own relationship. Which practices can you start applying today? Perhaps it's listening more attentively, embracing changes with greater ease, or simply expressing gratitude. Small, intentional actions can create profound transformations. Love is a gift that grows when nurtured with wisdom and compassion. May you choose to walk this path with courage and an open heart, building connections that illuminate your life and the lives of those you love. Remember, every moment is a chance to love better.